Hello, how are you? Hey, Cindy, Sharon. Hello, Matt Lees. How are you? Back-to-back calls. Can anyone tell me if you can hear me? And then I'll get started. You can just type into the chat that you can hear me. We are good to go. And you'll probably say it's a little low. I will talk a little bit higher. Hi, Jamie. Oh, thank you, Cindy. Okay, then we will get started. Put my notes up here. And I will, when I'm done, I will stop and answer some questions. That's cool with you guys. All right, we're going to talk about follow-up today. Can you tell that I have my notes right in front of me? Okay. All right, here we go. Hi, my name is Sarah Tugender, National Sales Manager with nutraMetrix, hoping to make this your most efficient and effective year yet with nutraMetrix. We have heard that the fortune is in the follow-up, right? You've heard that. But what does this mean exactly? And how can it help you when you're trying to grow your nutraMetrix business? Well, it's not much different than any other kind of accountability. So let's think about, weight loss. What do they always say with weight loss? They say, get yourself a buddy. Find someone that can be your accountability partner. Same goes true in sales, or, I don't really consider this so much sales, but I guess it kind of is, right? Because I think it's way too much fun, and everyone says sales is hard, and I find this is awesome. It's so much fun. But I know in any sales job that I had, I always had a buddy. I always had, it was the first thing my manager did, was she said, this person I'm going to match you up with, and they're going to be your buddy. And they were. We would talk on the phone every single day. Maybe you're not with nutraMetrix going to talk to someone about nutraMetrix every day, but find someone that can match the pace. Find someone that can say, hey, Sarah, I know you just had an appointment the other day. How did it go? What was the follow-up? How can I help? We are running a marathon. And if you're going to run a real marathon, you would probably put your goals up there somewhere. I have a lot of friends. I mean, I'm in Boston. This is marathon country. Here, we have the biggest marathon, the Boston Marathon, that happens here every spring. And all my friends who are training for the marathon, they put it on their Facebook wall. I'm training for the marathon. I have my first of 3 long runs today. It kind of keeps them more accountable. And then we're asking, how's marathon training going? Do you need any help? How's fundraising going? People are always commenting and they're saying, go, awesome work, great job, you inspire me. So do the same thing, whether it's social media, whether you're going to, in your house, find a wall and post your goals up on the wall. But it's really great if you could get people to ask questions. I know a lot of you guys have been using our official nutraMetrix Facebook group for consultants. That's a great place. Put your goals up there. Love to see you there because we want to help you stay accountable and help you with your follow-up. And really, it's the follow-up on your goals. That's what it is. It's not just following up with the prospects or accounts or health professionals or potential NCs. No, it's following up on your dreams. The cool thing is that with nutraMetrix, this is a volunteer army. I'm not making you be on this call. This is not required. You are here because you want to be here, because you have a bigger dream. And so the follow-up is just getting you one step closer to being there. I have 10 tips for effective follow-up. 1, stay organized. Figure it out. Are you going to be a paper calendar person, or are you going to be an electronic calendar person? Where are you going to put all your notes? When someone tells you to follow up with them in 2 weeks, what I do is in 2 weeks I put on my calendar with an alarm, call Stacy at Dr. Mack's office. That's on my phone. The alarm's going to go off. And guess what? I'm going to follow up. I don't care where I am. Pick up that phone. I'm going to say, hey, Stacy, you said to follow up in 2 weeks. What's going on? So just do it. Pick up the phone. Make that phone call. Send that email. Keep notes. Your brain, I don't know about you guys. I'm a mom. I'm fried at the end of the day. Everything is going every which way in my mind. So do what you got to do, whether it's on the computer, whether it's folders for accounts that you're working with, whatever works, whether it's a notebook. I really like to get those books with the pages where you can insert business cards, and I write notes on the back of the business cards. Stacy likes to vacation down the Cape, goes every year with her family, has a Labradoodle. So when I call up, hey Stacy, did you rent your house down the Cape for this year yet? You know, I'm building that common ground, which is step number 2. Find common ground and bring it up. You know, I've talked a lot about the FORM method. It's an acronym. F stands for family, O stands for occupation, R stands for recreation, M stands for money. If you don't know what to talk about one of those 4 things. And remember, and just bring it up, you know, so keep bringing this up because you really want to continue to build relationships, which is step number 3. Follow up to further develop the relationship. Not necessarily for you to make the sale. They say that it takes 7 times of you making a connection with a prospect in order for the sale to be closed. It can be something as simple as you sending a text message to Stacy saying, hey Stacy, how was your vacation you took last week? I saw pictures on Facebook. It looked awesome. You know, sometimes it's just a touch point, and that can be, you know, a part of the follow-up process. All right, this is not a sign-up game. That's not what this is. This really is relationship building. We're laying the groundwork. I can tell you that when the account is established, that's when the work begins. And that's when you really want to have your relationships. So in the beginning part, you're building up the relationship. So when implementation time comes, you guys know you're on the same page. You know how to connect with one another. You know, when they say this, they're not speaking negatively, about you. You know what they're all about. So we're paid on volume. We're not paid on sales. This isn't a bounty game, which is really great. You need those sales to come. You don't want to do all this work to sign up an account that doesn't do anything. You need to be able to implement. So you need to have those relationships. I've had sales. I've sold some crazy things. One of the craziest things I ever sold was I sold this cereal box. And it was supposed to be a fundraiser for schools. And so whatever the school's mascot was would be on the front. And then the cereal box was sponsored by all local advertisers. So I was collecting advertisement for, oh yeah, Siri? Oh, Siri wanted to jump in our meet on today. So I was collecting sales for advertisers to then go on that cereal box. It was a little crazy. And I promise you guys, sometimes people just bought just so I would stop following up. And that's not what this is. We're really trying to build a partnership. We're trying to build some synergy. And so you really need to, follow up to continue to develop those relationships. So if it's not working for one of you guys, you can terminate that relationship and effectively and efficiently move on. Okay, number 4, when you're following up, have a purpose. Bring something new that's going to be of value every time. It's going to be either that the account's going to be able to save money, they're going to be able to make money, they're going to be able to have more time, or they're going to be able to have better patient outcomes. You need to answer one of those 4 questions every single time you walk into an office. If you can't answer that question, then what you have is not of value enough, and you need to keep digging. You got to keep sweetening that pot. Every time I'm going in, I'm bringing a study with me. I'm bringing some information. I'm printing something out. I have an infographic. I have a handout. I have a testimonial. I have something that I'm bringing to the table. So I have a purpose for going back in there. Hey, Dr. Mack, this just came across my desk. I was in the area, wanted to stop in. I wanted to make sure you had this. I have everything highlighted that's important, about that study or that information. I'm going to write a little note on it in case they're not available to see me, and I'm going to staple my business card. See where you're going in your day and see if you can drop any of these little love notes off throughout your day. Again, that's just another touch point. Number 5. This is one not for working with HPs, but more on the NC side of things. So if you're working on following up with potential nutraMetrix consultants. Have you guys heard of FOMO? Fear of missing out. You have got to have a deadline, and you have to create a sense of urgency. For people that really understand what we're trying to do here, sometimes they'll understand that, who they're connected to and who they are partnered with sometimes will make a difference in fast tracking their success. So you might want to say, hey, John, I got Dr. Mack. He's in the funnel. So just wondering, if you wanted to get yourself started with nutraMetrix as a consultant, and let me help you, so we can launch your account today. And so if they really understand, they don't want to miss out on where they are, in that partnership, in your organization. That's really important. So you got to have those deadlines. I think it's great because lately our nutraMetrix consultant trainings have been selling out. So that's a great deadline. You want to get in your registrations. If you guys are watching this, and it is today, what is today? I think it's the day before St. Patrick's Day, Wednesday, March 16th, 2016. And I can tell you that I believe St. Petersburg will sell out. And so if you are considering, really ramping up with nutraMetrix, it is going to be a great training in St. Petersburg, Florida. We're looking at the third weekend in April. It's like the April 14th, 15th, 16th, around that time. So you can head over to nutraMetrix.com to find out more information. You are going to want to get to that training if you haven't been to one in a while, or you haven't been to one yet. And so to create those kind of deadlines, and these deadlines are not false deadlines. Our trainings have been selling out. They are amazing, and people are doing some really great things with nutraMetrix. You're going to want to be a part of it. Tip number 6, have a clear action plan. You guys are leaders. That's why you're part of the professional division of Market America with nutraMetrix, because you guys know where you're going. You guys have that plan. It is a recipe. So have that checklist. Have a printed out practice planning guide, so you know exactly where you are in the process and exactly where you're headed. People will know when you have that kind of confidence, and they want to work with someone who is a leader, who has that kind of direction, and you guys have what it takes. This is a recipe. It's duplicatable. You have all the tools for you. So know where you're going. Have a plan. Number 7, what's your mode of following up? Okay, in order, I would say 1, always pick up the phone first. Please, we're like attached to them. They're in our hands, on our pockets, in our hips, in our ears all the time. Call first. If you can't call, then text. Right now, text messaging open rates are much higher than that of email. So if you can get someone's cell phone number and shoot them over a text, I think that's my second best way. Number 3 would be email. Number 4, I would just say, and I don't know where this would be an importance, but if you can, pop in. Again, have something, bring something of value, bring something if you're in the area, if you're going somewhere and you say, hey, Stacy, I have to drop something off for Dr. Mack, and I'm going to run to Dunkin' Donuts. You want a coffee? On my way. I'll be in a couple minutes. Build that kind of relationship. I don't want you guys, though, to get into that. We're not sales reps. We're not pharma reps. We're not medical device sales reps. You guys have to be able to create that barrier so the office doesn't see you as such. But come on, guys. Like, if you're really trying to build a relationship, I would do it for my friend. I'd call her up. Hey, I'm in line here at Starbucks. You want anything? So you're building friends. You're building relationships. You're doing the same thing with your accounts. 8. This is a huge tip. This is like my secret sauce. I can't believe I'm telling you guys this. Handwritten notes. I do this all the time. I still do it. People just don't get letters in the mail anymore that are handwritten. I keep in my car a stack of thank you notes and stamps, and when I am done with an appointment, I sit there and I write a thank you note to whoever it's applicable to, and I stick it in the mail right there before I leave. I always do that. My handwritten thank you notes. I think that they make a difference. I really do. Okay. Tip number 9, why not make Friday follow-up Friday? Pick a day of the week where you're just going to focus on your follow-ups, where you're going to look back 7 days in your calendar, going to look at all those appointments and connections that you made, and you're going to remember all the people that you need to follow up with. I think that's really great. Keep trying to with people that you had a hard time getting on the phone. Just because you didn't connect with them on the phone, it doesn't mean it's a no. So keep calling, keep connecting, keep following up. Follow up with everyone. don't ever assume it's a no until it's a no. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And so it's fun when you make it a day of the week. And it's fun too, if we go back to, my beginning, where you have a buddy, so it's like, hey, buddy, it's follow up Friday. Like, let's spend an hour. Let's do some follow ups. I'll tell you how my day went. You tell me how your day went. And number 10, keep your funnel full. I can tell you one of the biggest problems with follow up is we're scared to follow up because we're scared that prospects, we're not going to have any. You have this scarcity mentality. I promise you, there's more than enough people out there. You will not run out. What's amazing is that even baseball players who make it to the Hall of Fame strike out 7 out of 10 times. That's a Hall of Famer, striking out 7 out of 10 times. That's crazy. You guys are going to hear way more notes. You're going to have way more strikeouts. I'm telling you, your first week, your first month, your first year, maybe even your first decade, you might not be a Hall of Fame status yet with nutraMetrix. You need to practice. You need to keep getting out there. So think of any no or any outcome that is not what you think it should be, just as more practice. I've told you guys, if I gave you a bucket of oysters and they said one of them had $1 million pearl in it, how many are you going to shuck until you find the pearl? You'd shuck them all, right? You'd keep shucking. Even if you didn't get to the pearl till that last oyster, you're not going to give up because I told you one is in there. Same thing is out there with what you guys are doing. Keep practicing, keep honing your skills. Let's recap my 10 points for follow-up. 1, stay organized. 2, find common ground. 3, follow up to develop relationships. 4, have a purpose. 5, create a sense of urgency. 6, have a clear action plan. 7, pick your mode of follow-up. 8, write handwritten notes. Number 9, create a follow-up Friday. And number 10, keep your funnel full. I hope this has been helpful for you to continue to grow with nutraMetrix, the professional division of Market America, where we're helping healthcare providers with ancillary sources of income, while at the same time providing better patient outcomes. We do this through science-driven products, cutting-edge technology. My name is Sarah Tugender. I am a national field manager with nutraMetrix, and I want this to be your most effective and efficient year with nutraMetrix. All right, I'll stay on for questions. I am so glad. Sharon, that's awesome. I love follow-up. I think it's really fun. I think that we need to just continue to hone our follow-up to be the best that we can be at it. I'm glad this is helpful. Does anyone have any questions? I'll stay on for a couple minutes. I like too that you said your outlook is so encouraging. Well, I hope it's encouraging, Sharon, because you guys encourage me. And just see your stories and what's going on Facebook, and it's so exciting. It's so great to not feel like I'm alone in this division, and that I'm not alone in this mission, and that we're doing this together, and we're all seeing really great outcomes and helping a lot of people. And we're going to strike out more times, but that's okay. That's really okay. And I promise, if you keep following up, months and months later, years and years later, you will even get some of those people to come back around later. And it doesn't. This is not taking scores and scores and scores of people. I was in a sales job where I had 100 active accounts, and I wasn't making even close to 6 figures. You don't even need those kind of numbers with nutraMetrix to be able to make this happen. Oh, thank you for a daytime session. My daughter is at school, so it's a lot quieter, and I'm a lot more awake. Tried to schedule 15-minute and they want an hour lunch. Okay. Did they want you to bring lunch, Cindy? Because I'll just say, my company, we don't have a budget to be able to do lunches. That's not how we work at work, but I can certainly come in during lunchtime. Love to meet the staff, find out a little bit about you, and get to know about your practice. So that's okay. Still maybe just make my discovery meeting 15 minutes. But yeah, I wouldn't come in for lunch. And they just don't really understand what you do. You're more on the business side of things. They told me the doc would not be able to order lunch if she's busy with me. I just wouldn't really understand that. So, yeah. I mean, if that's the only time that they can meet, I mean, maybe this is just, I don't know, was this a warm call, a cold call? I mean, there's so many fish in the sea. Sometimes when I get really weird things, and I'm a business consultant, so I'm coming in, I just need 15 minutes. I know that the doctors talk to people throughout the day, especially when it's really important. So I just know what I have, and I know that that's just kind of a baloney answer. And that you're not in pharma. That's not what you are. You're a business consultant. So, maybe if it makes more sense to start with the office manager or something else. We'd like to go straight to the decision maker. But sometimes if I don't quite understand, that's not how I work. So I just keep to my policies. I'm not going to bring lunch in for an office. You can say, I certainly can come in over lunch if that's better. I don't know what they mean. The doctor would not be able to order lunch. Do they go somewhere to like a cafeteria or something? I don't know. Anything else? Okay, that sounds good. We can run through it. All right, cool guys. I hope this was helpful. I will edit this in a little bit, maybe tomorrow, and put it up. Yes, it is recorded. I just sometimes it takes like a day or two for us to turn these around. So I do hope you share it. I hope you watch it again. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you guys rock out your week. You guys are gonna do great. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you.